Good evening and welcome to NXTGEN Season 17, the start of a brand new season, and we kick things off with the Paramaxed Racing Group A1s, live from Donington Park, national layout. We have 13 drivers competing tonight in what should be an enthralling battle. My name is JPH99 and we are going to go through some of the drivers. We've got 10 minutes of qualifying to go through, as Jack has a bit of a wander on the grass there. Let's get the speedo, the map, and some split. Splits? No, split. So, as I said, we have 13 drivers tonight. The first of those is Traumatic Dave 88. He is gone with the Sierra Cosworth. As you can see, different cars on track. This being one of the open rounds of the championship this season. New to the league, so interesting to see what sort of pace he's got. We've also got the Les in the Audi. Cam 123 Diz, hopefully he can do all the season. Obviously he normally gets interested by the university, but with the pandemic going on at the moment, he should have a fair bit of free time on his hands to compete for what could be a potential title run. We have the defending champion RDF1 Adam Morris. He's gone Sierra this season. He was in the Audi last year for season 16. However, winning the title, he's stripped of all four-wheel drive privileges, so the Sierra is his car of choice. Bob Marquand returns. He's in the BMW. GT5 Vass has also gone BMW. Tyler House, the only Skyline in the pack. Quick, very quick car, that one, but we shall see how he goes during the season. Obi's Johnny has stuck it out with his Audi, looking for another solid season. Tim has reverted back to the BMW for this season. Maybe looking to just get some more solid results during the field. We also have D Whitehouse 7 in the number 2 Audi. And also Shadowstalker in the number 45 Audi. Full Fish, I lie, there's another Skyline in the pack. Full Fish has got a Skyline. Currently, well, probably a dud lap there by him. Let's make sure we haven't missed anyone. Doesn't look like we have. Obviously, we've got Jack back in his usual number 91 Milgo Ford Sierra. Normally at this point I'd be telling you the standings. Obviously we don't have any yet until after this race. So we'll go on board. Where's our defending champion? There he is. We'll go on board with him in a minute for a lap. Jack currently leads the way though by 7 tenths, a 1:11.4. He comes out of the fog of the S's, drifting out of them. Only one Adam Morris is going down back through the field at the moment. We go on board then with the Ford Sierra Cosworth. There's a couple of cars ahead of us. I think maybe Bob and someone having a bit of an incident ahead of us. So across the line we head up towards a red gate corner. Go near towards the pit exit, just over it a little bit. Hit the brakes at the end of that blue strip. Get it nicely and turn in a bit of a late apex, and then you can bring the throttle in using a little bit of the curb on the outside. Through Hollywood, over the crest, nicely tucked in from Adam, into the crane of curves. Flick left if you get it wrong or hook the curb too much, the car will spin. You hit the brakes in a straight line for the old hairpin. Adam not quite getting it tucked in as you wanted there. You can see him just off the throttle a bit too much. Through Schwartz curve, pretty much flat. Into McLean's, again, late apex if you want. Could be early, you could keep it tucked in like Adam has there. Both are very viable options. Up the crest into Coppice's blind right-hander. You hit the brakes around, well, Adam Morris probably hit them a little bit too late in the Sierra. But you clip the inside curb for the apex, then bring the throttle in and go nice and wide on the corner for the exit. Jack sets in fastest time. Fogarty S's brake at the 100 mark. Don't hit the sausage curves, just use the blue curbs to try and minimise the angle of the corner, keep the car moving forward. Another lap with Adam, and he's gone now third quickest, and possibly changing the setup of the car. This league, obviously, default setups, but the guys get a choice of two default setups. They can either have the loose version, or they can have the stable version. Guys can choose which one they want to run. Cam 123 Diz. Very impressive time that for the Mercedes, man. We know the Ford is probably the quickest car out there. He's only 56 thousandths off of the pole position time currently. So, a few stats about Donington Park. Last season's pole time was set by Jack. Not by Jack, sorry, by the Les, a 1:11.280. We have beaten that today. However, the fastest time on this track, set way back in the Project Cars on 1 days, was by Jack on by Cam Diz. By Jack, no. Just reading the table. Sorry, RS Jim has set the overall quickest pole position time around here on Project Cars 1, a 1 minute 9.685. Project Cars 2 days, it is Jack on a 1:11.081. So still more time to come really from Jack, as the guys continue to put their times in. Jack has won twice here on Project Cars 2 in season 15 and 16. I believe the guys use the GP layout for 16, hence why that is not on there. But out of the field, Jack is the most experienced driver in the grid now. 141 starts Jack has had. He's won 29 races. He's had 45 podiums out of the 141 starts, and he's had 24 pole positions in his Monday Night Tours Group A1 career. So, definitely the one to look out for, but it's going to be Adam, and whether he can maintain his title. As GT5 Vass has left for some reason, whether that's a disconnection issue or something of that nature. But we're down to 12 as Adam comes through, still in third. Traumatic Dave is a bit off the pace here. 6.3 off the pace of Jack here. But anything can happen in the race. Four Fish going well. GT5 as fast as rejoined, but it's a bit too late now, I'm afraid. Project Cars doesn't allow you back into the qualifying session after the 3 minute remaining mark. During the season, the guys will have one drop score available to them. Obviously their lowest. The lowest score they take will be removed from their total. Good evening, Gary. Not Wednesday for definite. Thursday's a potential joining late. But undecided yet. I tend to race on Wednesdays. But we watch for fish in the skyline. The number 12 Napalex car. We have 3 seconds left on the clock. Johnny's in the pits. Here comes the Les for his final lap then. Crosses the line, does not improve. Cam Days has seen the wall. Tonhouse in the pits now. Fourfish just coming through the Fogarty S's. He can't improve either. Shadow Stalker is going to be the next man to cross the line in his Audi. He's only ninth. He's had a good qualifying session. He's ahead of Tim. He's just got a bit slower. I think that'll be, yeah, his lap invalidated. Bob Mark 1 coming through the S's now. Crosses the line. Good time. Puts him ahead of Tim into 10th. We have Traumatic Dave and D Whitehouse 7 just coming through the S's now. Gary accidentally left. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, poor Gary. D Whitehouse does not improve, nor does Traumatic Dave. So, here we go. Your grid for round 1 of the Paramax Racing Group A1s. Jack has taken yet another pole position here at Donington Park National. Cam 123 Diz lines up alongside. Row 2 is Adam Morris and the Les. Row 3, web user Johnny and Fourfish. Row number 4 is Tyler House and D Whitehouse 7. Row 5 is Shadow Stalker and Bob Mark 1. Row 6 has Tim alongside Traumatic Dave, and unfortunately Gary has accidentally left. Gary being GT5 Vass, who was in the BMW. Which, a bit of a shame, because GT5 Vass, a very quick driver, that's for sure. Just await the guys to get going. So house battle of the houses again. Yep, it looks like that. Just 3/10 separate them. And also, it's a house row 4, Tyler House and D Whitehouse. Here we go then. For the first time in season 17, we have the 3 red lights. We are green at Donington Park. Jack looks to get a great start, but Cam has got an equally good one coming up towards Redgate for the first time. A little bit of a twitch behind, I think that was Adam. Cam getting out a really bad second phase there going into Redgate, but the Les has made good moves into 3rd. Tyler House up into 4th, a cracking start by him. Adam is going backwards through Hollywood for the first time. He's got away cleanly and into the Craner curves. We're down to 12. I'm going to take a punt that... Oh, big crash behind. Maybe there's a Johnny involved. D Whitehouse. And I think Shadow Stalker as well. Looks like someone just lost their rear end through the Craner curves. And it's 3 Audis that have taken the punishment. At the front though, it's Jack who's leading. From Cam 123 Diz. The Les in 3rd. Tyler House is up into 4th. Fourfish 5th. Bob is in 6th. There's NGR Tim. He's beating Adam Morris right now as they go into Coppice. Adam not liking that Sierra around here at the moment. And then you have web user Johnny, followed by D Whitehouse and Shadow Stalker. Web user Johnny, right, getting onto the back of Adam there. Meanwhile, Cam has got issues with the Audi of the Les as they come up towards Redgate. Les looking around the outside. Maybe looking for the switch back into Hollywood. Not quite going to do it. 2 Nissans 4th and 5th. And if these two keep fighting the way they are, it's going to be that they're going to have the Nissans on them soon. 20 lap race. And they're side by side into McLean's. The Les looking. Cam's gone wide. Here comes the Les. He's gone through. Tyler House gets through. Cam just about gets on. And Fourfish is passed before Coppice. Adam Morris. Oh, that was close. Bob Mark 1 getting on the grass in the BMW through McLean's. And he spun it just before Coppice. Not ideal what you ideally what you want. Tim's gone down the order. He's now 11th and last. I think Traumatic Dave accidentally left at the start of the race. But the Les up into second, and what can he do about Jack? A 1:11.7 set by Jack there, 1:11.9 by Tyler, a 1:11.8 by Fourfish. These guys starting to pick up the pace, and Adam, a 1:11.7, so he's got front running pace, maybe just getting used to the car in the opening stages. But everything's going to gradually calm down here, I think, for a little bit, because the Les 2/10 up on his best so far. Meanwhile, the Nissans are getting quite close. On board with Fourfish as we go through McLean's. Tyler House and Fourfish may be looking to try and get on the back of the Les. Out of the fog of the S as they go, and just nothing separating them. I wouldn't be surprised that these laps are fairly similar. Oh, Fourfish taking 3/10 out of Tyler House that time around. There's Adam, a 1:11.4 from Adam. That is quick now from the defending champion. It won't be long before he gets onto the back of Cam, but Fourfish, it looks like a mistake from Tyler coming out of the old hairpin through Schwartz curve, and Fourfish looking all over the back of Tyler. He's looking for a good run out of McLean's. He won't make the move at Coppice, he's too far back, but he might be able to set this up into the foggy S. As you can see, he's braking slightly earlier, getting the throttle on a fair bit earlier than Tyler, but Tyler, that grip round the line of Coppice there nullifies that effect. You see Les just in the foreground there as we head on to lap number 5. Both of these guys slower than the Les. And Tyler's run wide. Here we go. Tyler shuts the door. Aggressively shutting the door there through Hollywood. So they head into the old hairpin, and look who's lingering behind. Cam 123 Deers was the 1:11.5 last time around. Oh! A tangle for the Nissans. Tyler House has gone off just before McLean's. I don't know what happened there. It looked like through Schwartz curve. I don't know whether Tyler moved across a little bit or what happened there. But it resulted in Tyler losing 2 places, and yeah, he's flashing the lights. He's obviously not happy. But Fourfish isn't the type of person to not wait, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. What Tyler needs to do now is just get his head down. Keep racing on. Still a long way to go in this race. We're only on lap 6 of 20, and Adam is catching up with him. Tyler all over the back of Cam. Back end, oh, that might be a slowdown. Yeah, there you go. Backing off from Tyler. Releases Adam Morris into 5th place then. And Dean Whitehouse with a penalty in 8th place. As well as Johnny in the number 1 Audi. Going through Coppice. Maybe looking to try and make a move soon. And he does clip the grass a little bit. And up in front, Fourfish is coming under attack from Cam. They enter the Carrera curves and into the old hairpin. Through George's curve into McLean's. Just see Fourfish, the grip he's got out to the corners. I mean, Cam makes that Mercedes dance. He really is quick in that car, but against the traction of the Skyline, it's hard work for him at the moment. It just seems to be. As they go down the back straight into the Fogarty S's. There's Adam. Tyler House. Webby's Johnny not quite close enough yet to make a move. But we do have a bit of a battle for ninth at the moment. Shadow Stalker has Bob on his tail. Up at the front, he is gradually closing. You see here, Shadow Stalker with the grip out of Coppice, just getting that a little bit of a gap to Bob. Meanwhile, Fourfish. Still has Cam lingering there. You can see Cam through the corners, like mid-corner and corner entry. The Mercedes is really, really good. But it's the exit when the power gets laid down. Obviously, the Skyline being four-wheel drive just has momentous grip on traction. Whereas the likes of the Mercedes, the rear-wheel drive cars will get wheel spin. The Skyline doesn't really get wheel spin. It will have a bit, but because of the four-wheel drive system, it lays the power down very nicely on the ground. There's Tyler House. Webby's Johnny, who does have a penalty, and he's also got D. Whitehouse behind him. These two tend to fight each other on circuits a lot. This time in the Group A1s. Through McLean's and Johnny. It's going to be looking at his rear view mirror quite a lot now. Lights ablaze to the Whitehouse 7, letting Johnny know he's there. Tyler House has gone around somewhere. Completely missed that, but he's down to 8 now. But he's still got half this race to go. We're only 9 laps in. So 11 laps to go then for Tyler. He's got time to make that time up and try and get back up through the field. Meanwhile, Fourfish still with Cam behind him. On board with Cam, Adam Morris not being able to get near. Look at the Skyline just drive away. But he's earlier on the brakes. That's where Cam makes his time up. Cam could really do, in reality, with just a tight section of about 4 or 5 corners in a row. He's setting quicker times down the Skyline, but he just can't quite get there because of the traction. just doesn't have the traction to keep up with this guy on corner exit. As we enter the old hairpin for the 11th time, you see the cornering ability of the Mercedes, and this time he's got a good run. He's possibly got enough of a run to force Fourfish to defend into McLaren's. Oh, I think Fourfish will run wide. Fourfish is off. Fourfish is taking the Joker lap round the outside of McLaren's. He's going to lose out to Adam Morris, surely. Yes, he does. Really an unforced, well, I say an unforced error by Fourfish. He was under pressure from Cam into McLaren's. He had a bad exit out of the old hairpin, and it looks like he just hit the brakes whilst turning left for the kink left, and the back end has just gone round on him a little bit there. A bit of a shame for Fourfish. He was running well in that podium spot, but he's got a bit of work to do now. It's only lap 12. So he still could get Adam Morris, who's been a bit up and down regarding his times tonight. He's been kind of like 1:11.4 to 1:13.2 area, so not the normal consistent Adam we see, but again, it could just be getting used to the Sierra. So he used the Audi last season, when the Sierra is a completely different animal. See Bob there getting out of the way. He is actually now at the back. So Tim not last currently. He's just going through the chicane in the top 10. He's just going to bit wide again after Coppice. But Adam Morris, through the fog of DS, he's only 3.7 away from Cam. You know, unusually stale race for the mid part here at Donington. Normally get a bit of action. Tyler not catching the Audis of D. Whitehouse and Webby to Johnny. If anything, he is losing time to them on a fairly regular basis. Let's here's your leader. If you completely forgot what he looked like, Jack. It's been really, really good, although he's lost a fair bit of time on this lap to the Les. He flashes lights to thank Tim for moving out of the way for him. 1.6 is the gap. No, I think this is going to be a bad lap time from Jack. He crosses the line. I say bad, it's not a bad time really, it's an average time of 1:12.1. 6/10 taken by the Les. He stands at 1.9, nearly 2 seconds behind now. There's Cam. Adam, Fourfish, D. Whitehouse, Johnny. Tyler House has lost further time this lap. Looks like a slowdown. Yeah, 1:14.2. Everyone just a little bit spread out, although Fourfish now only half a second away from Adam Morris. You go on board with the Skyline man. Oh, Adam Morris a bit sideways out of Coppice there. This could present an opportunity for Fourfish. But now we're going to witness the speed of the Sierra. Watch that thing drive away. It's got a ridiculous acceleration and top end. So in reality, Fourfish is almost now stuck in a similar position to Cam. He's quicker through the corners, quicker on the corner exit, but as soon as Adam hits the straight and opens the taps on that Sierra, it just flies away. Les losing 4/10 that time around to Jack, so The leading gap up to 2.1. It's really nice driving this by Forfish, actually. Adam backing the car in, using the pace into the corner. Forfish using the exit corner speed at the moment. He needs to, just missing the late apex there of McLean's for Forfish. He needs to be slightly more tucked in on the second part of the corner, but he's able to get on the back of Adam and cause Adam a few issues. Adam could crack. We've seen it before. And especially right now when Adam's vulnerable in a new car. Oh, it's a slowdown for Adam. Here comes Forfish. Oh, a very quick slowdown because Adam's straight back on the throttle. And Forfish looking for the run, going through Hollywood now. He's forcing Adam onto a line he doesn't really want, but he gets back in line just in time, Adam. But Forfish now. Oh, Adam really neat and tidy through the old hairpin. But Forfish sticking with him. Through Schwartz Curve we go. So past Starkey's Bridge, through Schwartz Curve, into McLean's. Better line from Forfish on the exit of McLean's. He's got to force Adam to defend harder than that. Gets the power on, he's right behind, he's had to tap the brakes, does not hit the back of him. Onto the straight we go. The Fogarty says, yeah, Forfish has a look, but he then realises actually the Sierra just pulls away too much to warrant making that move. .8 by Forfish, obviously getting kind of a bit. Oh, what's happened at the front? I think Jack's made a mistake somewhere, you know. He's in second. I haven't spotted it. We're just keeping an eye on the position for battle. When actually, Jack has either had a slowdown, it's cost him a lot of time, or had a bit of a grassy moment because he's behind the layers and he's got a lot of work to do in just 3.5 short laps. They head up towards Coppice. I'm sure I'll get a message from Jack to let me know what happened there. But Jack really now wringing the neck of that Sierra. 118.1 last around, so he's definitely been off somewhere. Oh, as Jack's built round one and giving it to the Les. Oh, he's catching him at a rate of knots though. Forfish has had troubles. He is dropping off the back of Adam Morris now, so we'll focus on this battle for the lead. We've also got Johnny D. Whitehouse developing, but this is the battle for the lead. Jack is absolutely hammering tongs in that Sierra. They enter Schwartz Curve into McLean's. Les having to go slightly defensive because that Ford Sierra will, well, it should now overtake him coming out of Coppice down the back straight. Les on a bit of a wider line. Jack drifting the thing through Coppice there. And instantly Les goes defensive. Jack looking to the outside. He'll probably brake for a little bit longer, try and get the run out because the Sierra's power is undeniable. The Les crosses the line. He's got 2 more laps. He's on the penultimate lap, lap 19 of 20. Jack looking to the inside of Redgate now. Oh, and Jack parks it on the apex. Beautiful, beautiful driving from Jack there. Got the car stopped, kept it on the apex, so there was no switchback advantage for the Les. And now Les has to do something. Johnny and D. Whitehouse, that's kind of cooled off a little bit. Bit of time between them. Adam and Four Fish fluctuating. As we watch the Les, have a look at going up towards Coppice, decides better of it. They're side by side. Going, not quite. Les backs out again. Oh, he gives Jack a bit of a touch going into the Fogarty S's. He looks for the traction. They both get past Bob. On to the final lap then. It's going to be a one-lap shootout between the top two. Bob gets out of the way of Cam, who's catching them at a rapid rate as well. I think Cam's going to be a little bit too late to the party. But Jack now trying to use all the power that Sierra has to get away from the four-wheel drive Audi. One second, it looks like Jack's just about done this, you know. He's survived that very critical scare. Wonder if he caught a curb wrong. But Jack, who's driven a nigh on, well, it should have been a perfect race ready by Jack, but he made the one crucial mistake that's caused this massive last lap battle. But it will be Jack, CM53 Synopsis, who takes the win at Donington Park National. The Les comes home second. Cam Deers completes the podium. Adam Morris finishes a deserved fourth place. Don't take that result there. Four Fish fifth. Johnny finishes in sixth. D Whitehouse in seventh. Tyler House just coming through now. He will finish in 8th place after a tangle with Four Fish. Bob Mark 1's finished in 11th. Tim is doing donuts for finishing in 11th. I believe it just leaves Shadow Stalker. Here he is. Good old Shadow Stalker. Down to the Fogarty S's in his Audi. Across the line in 9th place. A good solid result there from Shadow Stalker. So the provisional results of the PMR Group A1 tours from Donington Park National for round 1. Jack takes the win, followed by the Les. Cam 123 Ds is in 3rd. Four Fish does not finish 4th. Adam Morris finishes 4th, followed by Four Fish. Webies Johnny finishes 6th, and D Whitehouse 7 is in 7th. Tyler House ends the race in 8th. Shadowstalker 9th. Bob Mark 1 in 10th. Tim finishing 11th. Traumatic Dave, I think he pressed the go to Race Central button, which is a bit of a shame. And GT5 Vas also accidentally left the session. But a cracking end to a first race. Who'd have thought we'd have had a battle on the last lap for the win, but the show is only just beginning. Next up, I'm going to close this stream, start a new one up for the Powermax Racing Modern Touring Car Championship from Donington Park GP. And next week, for the Group A1s, we are heading to Rouen Les Sart, where everyone will be in the Mercedes 190E. So that should be a fantastic race to look forward to. But from myself, and from everyone here in the Group A1 Tourers, thank you for watching. Join me in about 10 minutes time for the Modern Touring Car segment of the evening. Obviously, the Monday Night Tours are 3 different races. We have the Group A1s, which just finished, the Modern Touring Cars, and the Clio Cup, from my point of view, all sponsored by Powermax, which is great to see. But yes, do join me in the next stream once it's open. But from the Group A1s, good night.